Make a quick video showing how intense this wind in Kansas is. Right now, according to GPS, all we're doing is 48 miles an hour. I've dropped it down. We're into direct drive, which is third gear, at 2,900 RPMs, and we're on the floor. This is all she's got. This is all the faster this truck will go right now. That's how hard the wind's blowing. It's just pushing and pushing and pushing, and can't go any faster than this. So it's pretty crazy. I'm sure I'm just sucking through the fuel because I just left Newton, Kansas, which is about 20 miles ago, and you can already see the gas gauge dropping, so I'm probably getting about 2 to 3 miles to the gallon right now. Hey YouTube, make another little video update from the trip back to Montana. Right now, running into a storm. This is the storm that dumped 12 inches of snow on Denver last night. And if you're wondering why you're at kind of a funny angle, it's because I'm taking this with my tablet. I'm not actually holding on to the camera right now. I can't because I need both hands on the wheel because the wind is just blowing insane right now. It's pushing all over the place. And with this wind, the most speed I can squeak out of this truck right now is 51 miles an hour. As you know, I mean, I'm pretty heavy with all the load on the back and everything, but on top of that, it's just this wind is doing everything it can to slow me down. And I'm literally running headlong into it. It's coming straight out of the north, and it's just pushing, pushing, pushing. So hopefully get a little bit of reprieve here pretty quick, because I've got 171 miles until I get to I-80 up in Nebraska. And once I get up to I-80, we'll see, because I'm going to turn due west on I-80, so at least it'll be coming more from the side. It won't be hitting me head on. Which even that though, then's going to create its own set of challenges, because you know, it's constantly trying to push me to the side, and I'll be putting a lot of feedback into the wheel. Right now, it's not too terrible because it's coming straight at me, and so it's just a little bit off my nose to the right, but not enough that you can really tell the difference. So, but it's sure sucking the fuel down. I've gone about 40 miles since I've fueled up last, and I've already used a quarter a tank. So this is turning out to be kind of expensive, because I think it was $3.29 is what I paid for gas there. So we'll see how she pans out. The trip has been going pretty good other than that. I haven't had any major missteps or mishaps. The only thing did slow me down for a little bit there in Newton. I went to get gas, and I stopped into one of my old favorite truck stops there I used to go to all the time when I was trucking over the road. And wound up sticking my credit card in the reader there, and it came back declined. And I was like, well, what the hell? And hopped on my computer and found out that it had plenty of money in my bank account. Going, what's the deal? What's the deal? What's the deal? Well, finally figured out what it was, is that my bank saw my card getting used everywhere and shut it off. So I had to call them and get it turned back on. And all the messing around with that cost me about 45 minutes. So, but been moving right along, you know, getting the job done here. I'm 65 miles north of Wichita right now on 135, and got my tunes going, you know, got the heat turned up. Actually, I can turn it down. It's starting to smoke me out of here now. And we'll just keep on plugging away. The trip last night went really well, despite getting out of there late, because I was planning on leaving. I'll turn the stereo down here so you guys can hear me. I was planning on leaving yesterday at about 9:30 in the morning. I wanted to stop by school, say goodbye to some people, and we just wound up crushing on it all day long. And I didn't get out of there. I shut the shop down, and I think we shut the lights off at 11:30 p.m. last night, so it was way later than I wanted to. And then by the time I took some stuff to the dumpster and got everything else done, got on the road, I think I left the Flying J at 12:15 in the morning, and I punched it down, got after it, and didn't stop until I got to the just across the state line in Oklahoma. There's a little truck stop there I stopped at, and I spent the night there. Just slept behind the wheel of the truck, slept for about 4 hours, and then woke up, got after it again this morning, and running right along. I'm feeling yesterday pretty good. I'm not too tired at the moment, though. I mean, I'm still alert, wide awake, not slurring my speech yet or anything. Not seeing the black dog, so I'm still good to go. Yeah, luckily running like this, I don't have to worry about a logbook because I am not operating in a commercial capacity and I'm not driving a commercial motor vehicle, so that makes me happy. So I remember those days of trucking where you had to deal with all that crap, and I get to look at the scales and go sailing on by them, and it's just not an issue. So that's something kind of nice. It's getting, I figure it'll be dark in about an hour, hour and a half here. That makes things a little bit more interesting. I'm hoping that the wind calms down so much. Actually, in this little area I just dropped into, you can probably tell, I don't know if you can hear it on the video or not, but the noise level from the wind just dropped way down. So I'm going to try and pick up a little bit more speed through here because it actually just dropped down. So I'm going to kick the cruise off here and see if we can get back up and see if it'll let me run 60 now. Because the problem is, I mean, it'll run faster. It just wants to run it at 4,000 RPMs. So I really don't want to have that happen. I want to keep the RPMs down here, and I really want to, you know, I'm trying to save as much fuel as I can just because it's, you know, that gas is so expensive right now. We'll see what happens here. Just a little bit ago I had to stop. My tarpon popped out from underneath the strap I have holding it down. Wind's blowing so hard it just sucked it out from underneath it, so, and it's not going to let me, so we'll give it a shot at 55 and see if it likes that. And it's holding through here kind of, dropping off a little. We'll see if she can pick up the pace. It's, yeah, she's going to try running up again. She's just really not liking that speed. Wind is really killing my day here, so hopefully I can get through this, and we'll see what it's like when I make the big turn up here. So I'll check in again and let you guys know how it turned out. This is how close I made it. I'm here at the fuel pump. Not the one I wanted to stop at. This is one earlier that we've been fighting this rain and wind so hard. This is how you could see that gauge is on empty. There's almost nothing left. So pretty freaking crazy. So we're still in the middle of the night here. I'll make more updates later, but man, this has been a freaking white knuckle ride. Hey YouTube, just checking back in with everybody again. It's pretty late right now. Actually, it's so late it's starting to get early. I'm in Nebraska. It's about 2:30 in the morning Central Time. I guess that's 1:30 Montana time. Weather's cleared up some. I'm able to run a little bit faster now. I'm doing about 62 miles an hour. Kind of finding out I think there's something wrong with the truck. It's, you know, a while back had some work done on it, you know, after it had been in the front end collision. And after it had been in that collision, they had to put a new radiator in it because first they didn't notice that the tank on the radiator had cracked. And so it got run out of water, got hot. And this was like 2 days after I'd picked it up, so it had to go back in again. And then when they put the new radiator in, they didn't tighten the oil cooler lines up all the way. And so what happened there is that the engine wound up spitting all its oil out. And so that was a real bad deal. And got run out of oil going down the road, towing a trailer, as a matter of fact. So I kind of got screwed over there. Well, it's really feeling like the motor doesn't have any compression left because I'm having to right now to run 60 miles an hour. It's wanting to turn 2,750 RPM just to make that 62 miles an hour, and it's really not wanting to do that. So I'm a little bit bummed out, discouraged, and pissed off right now because, you know, there really was no excuse for that. So tomorrow I'm going to be talking to the insurance company and saying, hey, what the crap, guys, or actually probably Friday. I'll probably have this video uploaded before I talk to them, but we'll see. But that's where the trip's at. Ran into some, you know, hard weather there, like I was talking about in the last video. That rain actually wound up turning into snow. That's why it's been so long for me to update, is because I want to get snowed on quite a bit. Handled real well going through it, at least. You know, I was able to get through. It wasn't sliding all over the road, so I was really thankful for that. You know, then finally blew out of the weather and the winds died down some, so I'm up on the interstate now. I'm on I-80, making pretty good time. Suspect probably about 8 o'clock this morning I'll be into Wyoming. So I know it's a pretty hard haul here, but we'll see. I mean, I am starting to get pretty tired, and I'm starting to feel it, so I may stop and go to bed here, but we'll see. I did get about 3 hours of sleep earlier, and then before I slept for about 4 hours earlier in the morning. So, I'm not doing too terrible on sleep-wise, but after the day yesterday, working so hard, getting everything packed up, I'm feeling pretty good. So I may shut down a little bit tonight for a few more hours. We'll see, because I've still got, at present here, I'm 879 miles away. So got, that's a pretty good solid, 10, 12 hours of driving. 12, maybe, actually 13 hours of driving. So that's going to take a little bit of time to get that knocked out. I'm assuming that, I should be into Wyoming about 8 in the morning or so. I think that sounds about right, because I think, let me see the mile stick here that's coming up. Right now we're at mile 279. My next stop is going to be up here at the 280, or excuse me, at the 180. It'll be at the 180, so when I make my next stop, I'll have 180 miles to go, and I'll decide then if I really want to get after it or not, because that's going to be about an hour and 40 minutes away, so I'm guessing by then I'm going to be pretty tired. We'll see. I'm just doing what I do, so I'll check in with you later. Hey YouTube, I'm just rolling out of Merrill, Nebraska, and just checking in again here on the video I'm making for the whole trip here, and there'll be some pictures in there too. As a matter of fact, it's kind of interesting about the route that I'm on right now, Highway 26 in Nebraska. This is actually the old Oregon Trail. So Connie, I know you were playing the Oregon Trail last week, so when you see this, I know you're going to get a kick out of it. And I actually snapped a couple of pictures of Chimney Rock as I went blowing on by there. And I got stuck up in a little road construction there too, so I had a little chance to do that. But yeah, in about 5 minutes or so, I will be inside of Wyoming. And right now, checking the map, we have exactly 560 miles to go. The GPS is telling me that's going to take about 10 hours. So I should be in there about 10, 11 o'clock tonight, something like that, and just see how it goes here. Still got, probably 3, maybe 4 more stops for fuel to make. Truck's not been running very good. It's still using a lot of oil, not making very good power, even though the weather's cleaned up. It sounded like to me pushing against all that rain last night. It sounds like the rain's just starting to go the rest of the way out. And I got out earlier, and I'll have to take a video of this a little bit later, but got out earlier and noticed that my toolbox on the trailer and the whole side of the trailer and the side of the truck bed by the tailpipe there, they're just covered in oil, so it's blowing it all out the tailpipe, so we know what's going on. It's absolutely for sure rings. So it's probably rings and valve guides at the same time, so unfortunate, but gonna have to just deal with it. Gonna be putting a new motor in this truck. I just put a new transmission in, done a lot to it, so I guess just gotta do what I gotta do, but hopefully I can stave that off for a little while. We'll have to call the insurance company, see what they say, because it was their shop that did the repair that screwed it all up, so hopefully we can get that handled here in a hurry. So anyhow, I'll check in again when we get a little bit further down the road. You know you're in Wyoming when someone has a buffalo in their front yard. And a couple of old Ford tractors and a Chevy C60 that looks like. Should have a sign that says warning, guard buffalo on duty.